So today we are in Lighthouse Point, Florida, and we're sitting on an awesome dock. There's no fixed bridges and lots of deep water. So if you're looking for a house on the water in South Florida, stick around because we're gonna go over it. What's up, everybody? It's April Laura, your Florida realtor, right here in Lighthouse Point today, a suburb of Fort Lauderdale, and we are going to be talking all about it and telling you what it's like to live here and what it would be like to move here. So if this is your first time to my channel and you want to know everything there is about working, eating, sleeping, playing, and living in Florida and in Lighthouse Point, then make sure you tap that subscribe button and ring the little bell so you're notified every time I do a new video, because it's pretty much all I talk about. We absolutely love helping people relocate to Florida, giving this content, and as much as we love providing content, we'd love even more to help you with your real estate needs. But we can't do that unless you give us a call, send us a text, shoot us an email, somehow get in touch with us, because we've got your back when you're moving to Florida. So we're back again, April and Ryan.
Hey.
And we're sitting on a dock of a great house in Lighthouse Point. We wanted to tell you all about this incredible suburb of Fort Lauderdale. Now, you may or may not have heard of Lighthouse Point because it's a really small community. I mean, how big is it, Ryan?
2.3 square miles.
Yeah, so not a lot of ground to cover, but the water and the deep water is what attracts people to this local community. And it's so small, quaint, private, with no HOAs, and you'll see a lot of character in the homes here. So let's get into it. Where is it located, Ryan?
So right now we're about 15 minutes south of Boca, the heart of Boca, Meisner Park, and about 25 minutes north of Fort Lauderdale, so downtown Fort Lauderdale. Centrally located to both and right on the water. The whole city is comprised of finger canals, and as April said, deep water, no fixed bridges, exactly what you want for any type of boat.
It is a boater's paradise. Now, just north of here is Deerfield Beach, which really has one of the greatest beaches in the area. But of course, you can always go just a little further south to Fort Lauderdale and enjoy all the beach activities there, all the great restaurants, hotels, entertainment, festivals. So if you want a little bit more big city life, you're gonna go south to Fort Lauderdale. And that's about, what, 20, 25 minutes away?
Just about.
Okay, so that's just a hop, skip, and a jump south. Then you've got Deerfield Beach to the north, which is a small town, great beach area, lots of great restaurants there. And then, of course, Meisner Park, which has amazing shopping, great restaurants. I think some of the best restaurants in the area that's closest to this location. And you've got Town Center Mall, which is one of the best malls in the area, and that's all about 15 minutes away from Meisner, about maybe 20-25 minutes away from Boca Town Center Mall.
I think one of the best things about this quaint little city is that you can take a golf cart pretty much anywhere. If you want to go to Publix and get your groceries, if you want to go to the Cove, as April just mentioned, for your Friday night out, there's always live music, parties, all kinds of great stuff going on, and it's
Yes.
right out of your driveway.
So the Cove is a very old local spot that's been around, and it's been renovated I think a few times. They're actually doing renovation on it now. But it's waterfront. From what I understand, they're going to be building out a great tiki bar, and they always have really great live music, good food. I think Two Georges actually took them over.
That's it.
Yeah, Two Georges took them over, which they're in Boynton Beach, another waterfront restaurant. So they've changed the menu, they're renovating, and so I think there's going to be even more to offer in that location. And that whole shopping center has there's like a French restaurant, there's one of my favorite Mexican restaurants in there. There's, I think, sushi, there's everything, there's Indian. So a lot of like South Florida flair as far as cuisine and restaurants in just that one shopping plaza.
All right, so the Cove at Deerfield Beach, which is just a maybe 10-minute golf cart drive away, has all kinds of little hidden gems to the area. There's a few places. You've got the Sticky Bun Cafe, you've got Charm City Burger, and
oh, that's a great burger joint.
exactly. And you've got Sullivan Park there for the kids. There's a splash pad, a little amphitheater, and there is, on the weekends, they have a free ferry ride to an island that used to be owned by Al Capone.
Ooh, that's some good history there. Yeah, so golf cartable area, which is very popular. It's kind of like Delray Beach, East Delray Beach. You have the Lake Ida, Del Park area, where people just want to take their golf carts with their kids, their dogs, or their spouses, or whomever, and golf cart it to all the fun. You can do that in Lighthouse Point, which makes it very attractive. It's also a very small community, lots and lots of families here. I would say mostly comprised of families that enjoy the outdoor living on the water, which is an amazing way to grow up. That's exactly how I grew up in South Florida, is on the ocean, on the intercoastal, on a boat. So if you are interested in a waterfront home here in South Florida, this is a great little hidden gem of a neighborhood. Now the price points obviously have gone up in the last couple of years, just like everything else in South Florida. I would say a good 30%.
Easy.
In the last year and a half, maybe more than that in the last 2 years. What are the average price points now?
So for this area, if you're not looking to be on the water, you're in and around the $800,000 mark, and median home prices are 1.1 to 1.4.
But that's if you're on the water, and that might be even a tear down. That might be an older home, because this is a very old neighborhood. Like Ryan said, lots of finger canals to boat in. So you'll find a lot of homes that are like 1950s, and then you'll have a lot of them that have either been renovated or torn down and completely, rebuilt modern masterpieces, which are beautiful.
We've got two right here.
That's right.
Side-by-side examples for you. All right, everybody. So this is where you want to be in South Florida. If you look behind me right here at the end of our canal, directly across the intercoastal is what's called Hillsborough Mile. It is one of the most beautiful stretches of driving that you can do along the ocean. If you want to see homes that are in the 40 millions and up, that is the stretch. And those are your neighbors.
Yes. And when you make that drive, which I highly suggest you do, when you come across that Hillsborough Inlet Bridge, it is gorgeous. The inlet, you see all the boats coming in and out. We have several inlets like that. Boca Raton is one of them. But the Hillsborough Inlet is gorgeous because you can really see everything to the east, west, north, and south.
And what makes it so special is that that's the founding point of Lighthouse Point. There is a lighthouse. At the end of the Hillsborough Mile, there is a beautiful little park. It's called Hillsborough Inlet Park. Playground for the kids, nice little bathhouses, great place to fish. And in that little inlet, there's actually sandbars, so you can pull your boat up, and oftentimes there's parties on the weekends. It overlooks the lighthouse, and right across is Hillsborough Marina, where there are charter fishing tours that you can take and bring yourself back some mahi.
Oh yeah. So you can bike there, you can go hang out with the kids at the park, you can watch all the boats. Some of the boats just kind of hang out in that inlet right there and park. It's just a beautiful, beautiful area, and definitely something that you should experience whether you have a boat or not.
It's the true South Florida vibe.
Yes. Speaking of parks, there are quite a few local parks also for the families that live in this area. You can take your golf cart there, take a bike there, take the kids, have a picnic. There are a couple that are on the actual waterways. So that's always fun because you're always gonna get a really nice breeze off the waterways, and that's why I love going to those parks.
So one of those parks is Exchange Club Park, which you can bring your kayak down or your canoe and you can launch off directly from the park.
For a paddleboard.
Exactly. Playground for the kids, and you're not going to be overwhelmed because it's directly into the intercoastal, so you don't have to worry about those rough waters that might come with the ocean. Another little hidden park is DeGraff Park.
Oh yeah.
If you're not a resident of Lighthouse Point, you probably haven't heard of it. It's off the beaten trail, beautiful trees, nice overlay, great view. Again, you get to look across at the multi-million-dollar homes.
Yeah.
Great place for the kids. There's a lot of development going on here too. So not only are people coming in here and they're tearing down the older homes, but the community is investing in itself.
Yeah.
Danwitt Park, which is just around the block from the house that April and I are at now, is completely redeveloping a community center for the residents of Lighthouse Point. So it's a beautiful park. It's going to be a beautiful facility. There's sports fields. It's got a little bit of everything.
And you know what? Right down the street also, we didn't mention this earlier, but there's Pompano Beach. And Pompano Beach, the whole beach area, the pier, everything has been completely renovated. We're going to do another video on that sometime soon, but it is so nice. Pompano Beach used to be kind of not so desirable, let's just say. Like, I never wanted to go to Pompano Beach before, but now I love it. They have like AstroTurf on the grass, they've got free yoga, they've got all these great restaurants,
a beautifully redone pier.
Oh yeah, the pier is beautiful. They have the Pompano Beach House, which is kind of like, you feel like you're 3 stories above the water. It's incredible.
I just had lunch there.
Yeah, it's amazing.
$25 unlimited mimosas.
You're gonna pay for it. It's a good experience. Well, also, I want to mention that, yes, there are multi-million-dollar homes here on the water, and great if that's your price point and you want to go shopping. We'd love to show you some homes. There are also some 55 and older condos that are kind of in this area as well. Now, I'm not sure if those are back there. You know, if you fit that category, we could find you something at a much lower price point and you can still enjoy this great area.
So just down on Sample Road, which is about the midway point of Lighthouse Point to Pompano and between Deerfield, you have a congregation of condo buildings. Like April said, some 55 and over, some all-age communities. The average price in those, depending on renovations, can be anywhere from $180,000 up to the $300,000 mark. There's a few even smaller niche buildings that have available dock space if you wanted to keep your costs low but also have your boat in your backyard.
It's pretty good. You don't find that so much anymore in Florida, so that's a really great little spot in case you're interested. So I just pulled up on niche.com and I'm gonna read off the ratings that niche.com gives us, and you guys can check it out yourself as well. But overall, niche.com states that Lighthouse Point has public schools that are B rated. So good, not excellent, but good, very good. I think most of the people here do send their children to private schools, but not all of them. So you have B-rated schools. It's a C- for housing. I'm not really sure, but it could be because of the price point.
Correct.
Okay.
Definitely.
And then B+, good for families, and that's mostly what you're gonna find here. For crime and safety, it has a B-, not really sure, but petty theft is always something that you have to think of and weigh that against violent crimes. And then B for nightlife, because here in the Lighthouse Point, you kind of have a mix of urban and suburban feel, right? Because you have families, you're in great, single family homes, you've got the boating and the outdoor life, but right down the street, north and south, you've got nightlife. So if you want to go out and party and get a babysitter for the kids, you can do that.
And we're only hitting a few of those places too. We mentioned Fort Lauderdale earlier in the video, but even before Fort Lauderdale is Lauderdale by the Sea.
Yeah,
it's
great
another
little spot.
Downtown,
It's the
walk
Four Corners.
around. It's amazing. There's a beautiful place there. Can't remember the name of it. We'll get it for you.
Aruba's?
It's not Aruba's. It's next to Aruba's. It's on the corner. They have a bento box.
Yeah,
that is phenomenal.
It's awesome. I used to bike in that area, and it's great for biking, great for walking, going to the beach, people watching, restauranting, whatever you want to do. It's a great Saturday or Sunday, or both.
Absolutely. So as far as community is concerned, Lighthouse Point is another one of these small suburban communities in South Florida that has its own police department and its own fire department. They just built over on Sample Road the new firehouse, and it's cozy. It's together. The house we're at right now, my good friend, he leaves his garage open all of the time. I'm not saying do that.
No.
But that's how comfortable he feels here. We're down again on one of the Finger Lakes.
And he had some fancy cars in there.
That he did. So if you want a beautiful place to live in South Florida and you want to be out on your boat every day, Lighthouse Point is for you.
But in order to find that perfect place that you might be looking for or wanting to go see, or just an area that you might have questions about, make sure you give us a call, send us a text, shoot us an email, somehow get in touch with us, because we've got your back when you're moving to Florida. And until next time, we'll catch you later. So
Want me to look it up?
No, we will in a minute. Where people just...
Sorry.
Did you see me almost fall in the water?
I got you. Please don't fall.